Hey, this is Amp from the 33 Secrets. I'm out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, crossing the street right now, or by the Mirage. Got some cars behind me. Like, what are these guys shooting? Shooting pickup videos, that's what we're shooting. Anyway, the topic for today's coaching video is the #1 biggest mistake that you are making when you approach girls on the street, during day game or night game. And I guarantee you are doing this too. Okay, and that #1 biggest mistake is ejecting too early. Okay, ejecting too early. This is hands down the #1 biggest mistake that I see every newbie pickup artist through advanced pickup artists make, is they tend to eject too early. And understand, when you eject too early, you blow the opportunity to ever close a girl. Okay, you blow the opportunity to ever get this girl into your life, to ever attract this girl. Okay, so you have to understand, if you're doing this, if this is you, you are killing opportunities. Because one thing you have to understand about street approaching girls on the street is you're going to get a certain level of resistance from them. Okay, and oftentimes that resistance is going to be in the form of rejection. Okay, the girl might call you fat, bald, ugly, short. But what you fail to understand, if you are fat, bald, ugly, and short, is that girl, believe it or not, is giving you an opportunity to prove yourself. Okay, she is merely testing you. Okay, we call this shit testing. Okay, she's giving you a very, very basic shit test that you are failing to see because you cannot get past your own ego. Because your ego is so in the way of you succeeding that it's not even funny. And it's funny because I just did a self-development coaching video for my alpha male students called Ego is the Enemy. Okay, and how ego hurts you and actually prevents you from living life to your full potential, from being all that you could be. So you have to understand, on a very primal level, when a girl shit tests you like that, and I'm going to the extreme here, if the girl actually has the balls, okay, most times she won't, but if she has the balls to be like, hey, you're short, you're fat, you're ugly, okay? The reason why she's doing that is because, like I said, she sees you as a viable candidate, and she wants to know, if you do pass her shit test and she goes out with you, that you will be able to handle that type of criticism. When her friends and when strangers walk up to her like, hey, you're this hot young girl, what are you doing with this guy who's short, fat, bald, and ugly? She wants to know that you can handle that, and you're not going to get emotionally reactive like a bitch and start getting in your head and start validating yourself to the crowd. Okay, because as a strong man, as an alpha male, you should be controlling the frame. Okay, it's all about you. Check this out, arrows. All right, now we're over by the Mirage. Woo, look at that. Tons to see in Vegas, huh? Anyway, so you have to understand, when a girl throws you a shit test, when she rejects you initially, the last thing you want to do, okay, the last thing you want to do is eject early. I mean, I literally provoke girls into shit testing me. I provoke girls into giving me those tests, into pushing their buttons, to where it's to the point that they want to. Is it raining? I think it's raining right now. I want to get girls to the point where they do say something negative or emotionally negative and toxic like that towards me. That way I could take it and use it as an opportunity to prove myself that, hey, I'm a cool guy. That doesn't have any effect on me whatsoever. Because once you realize it's like, hey, this guy's non-reactive, he's cool, guess what? You will have actively passed her shit test. I mean, if you just stay non-reactive while she's calling you fat, short, bald, and ugly, and you're non-reactive, that will oftentimes be enough to get this girl to be like, hey, this guy's freaking alpha, right? Look at this, it's crazy. That will often be enough for her to be like, hey, this guy's alpha, why shouldn't I date him? But you guys, you're so much in your heads, and you're so like wanting this girl to approve of you without doing any work, that you quit and you eject yourself out of the set before she can do any damage, before you can do any damage, before you even give yourself a chance to win. It's insane. Okay, and one of the very, very key secrets to pickup that you will learn as you get more advanced in the game is that you will want girls to shit test you. You will want girls to throw these comments at you. You will want girls to reject you right away. So you will have that opportunity. So you can use that opportunity to prove yourself that, hey, you're not shaken up by any of her derogatory comments towards you. Okay, you're not shaken up by any of her little female tests that she's throwing at you. Because, like I said, that will often be enough. Just being non-reactive will often be enough for her to be like, hey, this guy's actually cool. And I'm actually starting to feel attraction for him. There are many times I've approached a girl and she's been like, ew, are you kidding me? You know the kind of guys I date, especially in LA. I date models, I date actors, da-da-da. And why should I date you, right? And like that, I'm like, just non-reactive. I just let the moment settle. I let the emotions stabilize. And then next thing you know, she's like, what's your name? And I'm like, what's yours? Right? Because I don't want her to control the frame. So it's just when she goes, what's your name? Doesn't mean I'm gonna comply. Oh, my name's Matt. Thank you for accepting me. No, it's like, what's your name? When she finally gives in, right? I even have the nerve. She's finally giving in to me. I have the nerve to not comply with her little compliance test, right? She goes, what's your name? I go, what's yours? So that's a little trick to controlling the frame, asking a question with a question. So realize one of the worst mistakes that you're making when you're out there approaching girls is ejecting too early and not burning that set all the way to the ground until the girl is literally like physically pushing you away from her, physically accosting you and like, leave, da-da. Even then I can turn that around. But until she's doing all that, you're still in the game. Let me tell you the worst kind of set you want. The worst kind of set that you want is where the girl is being polite to you, okay? Where the girl is not shit testing you. That is actually the worst kind of set. Because if the girl is being polite to you and she's not shit testing you, guess what? You can't work game on a girl like that. You can't, because she's not emotionally invested in it. She's just like, hi, oh yeah, what's your name? You know, it's like this very, very polite, very filtered conversation. In order to get to actual attraction building conversation, where you're actually communicating with this girl on a very, very primal level, okay? You have to remove the filter. You have to remove those filters of politeness. Okay, so the absolute worst target that you could possibly get, which a lot of newbies love because they're not really getting rejected, is the type of girl who's just a little too polite to you. The girl who's just a little too friendly with you, okay? Where she doesn't give you any shit test, where she doesn't emotionally invest in your interaction. And like I said earlier, this is why a lot of times if I'm dealing with a girl I really like, and she's trying to have that polite conversation with me, I will throw negs at her. I will pick on her. I will get her to get emotionally charged and invested in our interaction. And sometimes it's a little bit of a negative emotion where she gets mad because I said something that offends her, right? But that's good, okay? The reason why that's good is because now she's emotionally getting involved in our interaction together, which means I'm creating that tension with her. And as I teach you guys, tension creates attraction. I teach this in my 33 Secrets programs, okay? Tension creates attraction. So I am purposely looking to create that tension with the girl if she's being a little too polite to me, okay? So those are actually the worst targets to work game on, are girls who are just too nice to you, okay? Girls who are just, they're having that very filtered, very polite, friend-to-friend conversation, okay? We don't want that. We want that emotionally charged, male to female attraction building conversation. Okay, that's what we want from the girl. So when you're approaching these girls and they throw you even the little bit of shit test, don't eject, work with it. See how you can spin that her negative emotions around into attraction. Okay, sit there and work game on her for Pete's sakes. All right, do that. That's why it's called the game. You know, it sounds hard when you're first starting out. Okay, it's not easy if you're a newbie. But believe me, it gets easier the more you do these approaches, the longer you stay in the game, the more you get rejected, and you learn how to spin those rejections into attraction, and you stop ejecting too early. Don't be in such a hurry to eject just because the girl's not giving you all these IOIs. You don't want a girl to give you all these IOIs like right off the bat, because if she's giving you all these IOIs right off the bat, guess what she does with other guys? She's gonna do the same thing, okay? You don't want to date a girl who's a hoe. You don't want to date a girl who's a slut. If you want to date a good girl who doesn't have sex with every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there, okay, if you want to date a good girl, guess what? She's going to put up a little bit of resistance, okay? She's going to put up a little bit of that resistance, and that resistance is going to come in the form of shit testing, okay? That resistance is going to come in the form of negative comments from time to time. But hey, guess what? That's okay. Okay, that's okay because it's part of the game. We want that. We want her to reject us. We want her to give us some fuel. We want her to get emotionally invested in our interaction together so that we can actually build attraction with her, work game, and take her on an instant date, or at the very least, get a very solid number close, right? Get a solid number close. A lot of guys love to tell me oh, number closes don't work anymore. Numbers are flaky. The reason why numbers are flaky, your numbers are flaky, is because you don't work solid game. Okay, because you walk up to the girl, you have this very polite conversation with her, and then you very politely ask for her phone number. She gives it to you, because hot girls give their phone number out to everybody. She gives it to you, and then you never hear from her again. You text her, she doesn't text you back. You call her, she doesn't call you back. Is that what you want? That's not what you want, and that's not what I'm here to teach you. I'm here to teach you how to get things done, how to get a beautiful, drop-dead gorgeous woman into your life. And the way that you do that is by not ejecting too early, allowing her to get emotionally invested in your interaction together. Because you have to remember, women are not, especially hot women, they are not logical creatures. They are emotional creatures. So when she's getting emotional over your presence, even if it's negative, that's a good thing, okay? That is a good thing. That's a positive thing. That's what we need in order to drive our interaction home, okay? In order to work game on her and build that attraction, build that comfort and rapport with her to the point where she wants to see you again. And even if logistically, she can't go on the instant date with you, when she gives you her phone number, it won't be a flaky number close. It won't be one of those flaky numbers that she gives to all these random guys who politely approach her and politely get her number. It won't be one of those, okay? It will be a sexually charged, emotionally invested, passionate number close where she's calling you to try to get you out with her as quickly as possible and not the other way around. And I've had so many girls do that where I approach them, they made all of these negative comments toward me, I don't like your hair, your shirt sucks, I hate your shoes, I hate those boots. Why are you even talking to me? Why are you even talking to me? I don't want you here. Girls who've said that, to literally, I've been able to spin that around to where they are calling me, they're chasing me, they're actively pursuing me, right? And a lot of times I like to have fun with these girls later when they are all into me, and I'm like, why do you want to be with me? What if I don't want to be with you? I throw it right back at them. I let them know, hey, I didn't forget what you did. Homie, don't play that, right? You guys used to watch it in living color. Homie, don't play that, right? So, why do you want to be with me? I don't know if I should be with you. I throw it right back, okay? Because I have the memory of an elephant. I don't forget. I don't forget how our interaction started. And yes, I know it's just part of the game, but also what I'm doing is also part of the game. And it's letting the girl know, hey, I'm not okay with that behavior. I didn't forget what you did. Don't ever treat me like that again. Now that you're in my life and now that you're dating me and now that you want me, don't ever you treat me like that again, okay? Watch yourself, okay? But most of you guys, you don't even get to that point. You don't even get to that point. Why? Because you eject way too early. You eject way too early. You give up. You quit. Not only do you not get the girl, but more importantly, you don't get the lesson. You don't get the lesson that you could have got because you ejected too early. To try to save yourself, to try to protect your ego and keep your self-esteem from being smashed into the ground. Okay, if you want a hot girl, or any girl for that matter, okay, even girls who aren't hot are gonna test you. And I've already taught you guys that. Girls who are the meanest to you are gonna be the 4s, 5s, and 6s, not the 8s, 9s, and 10s. Girls who are gonna be the meanest, the most mean-spirited, and the coldest towards you are gonna be the 4s, 5s, and 6s, not the 8s, 9s, and 10s. Remember that, okay? So the fact that we are actively approaching the 8s, 9s, and 10s, you already you're gonna deal with less rejection. Already you're gonna deal with less mean comments. So please, 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 stop ejecting too early, okay? If you're not gonna do it for yourself, do it for me. Don't eject too early. Stay in that set, work game on the girl, find out what her buttons are that you need to push, okay? If she gets emotionally angry at you and she starts calling you names, take a step back, kind of see where she's at emotionally and where you can twist it, where you can spin it into attraction. The worst thing that you can do is react. Look all intimidated, because once she looks into your eyes and she sees that fear, man, she sees that fear in your eyes and she's intimidating you, game's over, okay? Game's over. But if you stand there like an alpha male, like a real man, as she's shit testing you, maybe even smirking a little bit, thinking she's hilarious, right? Thinking she's just acting like a crazy bratty little sister, and you stare at her and you give her that rock solid eye contact and you just stay non-reactive, that will often be enough to spin her anger into attraction. She'll be like, okay, this guy seems kind of boss to me. Maybe I shouldn't be talking to this guy like this, right? But if she looks at you and your eyes are like dilating and she sees you kind of nervous and intimidated, she'll be like, this guy's a little bitch. I'm gonna treat him like a little bitch and I'm going to crush him to the ground, right? So it takes practice, guys. It's, you know, if you're new to this, it may not happen the first time. Maybe you will get stomped into the ground the first couple times. Maybe you will get blown out of set. But you know what? It's part of the game. It's part of the learning process. Like I keep telling you guys, you're gonna learn 1,000 times more from your failures than you ever will from your successes. Okay, so allow those failures to happen so you can learn from them, so you can grow, so you can become better at this. Okay, we've all gone through that. Every elite player out there, every like top pickup artist you've ever seen, even the naturals, we've gone through some crazy, insane rejections. Okay, a student of mine, very, very great pickup artist, told me a girl like headbutted him once, lip started bleeding, right? Crazy, right? But the guy's still in the game. He does phenomenal. He's dating like super hot girls, 9s and 10s. Stop ejecting from these sets early. Give yourself a chance to win. Give yourself a chance to get this girl. And at the very least, give yourself a chance to learn how the game works. Okay? You're gonna learn so much more from your rejection, from the girl cutting you down, than you will from the girl being polite to you and being friendly and being nice. You're not gonna learn from that. Okay, you're gonna learn more from the rejections, the failures, all the negative comments she shoots at you. 1,000 times more than you learn from her just treating you like some nice beta male.